It was the year 1999, and an idea was hatched which pitted 12 of Nintendo's best against one another in fights. Then 2 years later, the same geniuses started a world phenomenon that was called Super Smash Bros. Melee. This single game became something that Nintendo never intended it for: tournaments. These tournaments turned a party game into something more. Then in the year of 2008, the third installment, and the game that we are currently presented with, was born, and was named Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now given this game, along with other finds, have all led up to something amazing just waiting to happen. And that is this tale. It was a day like any other, when a plan was born to host what would become the very first Smash Bros. Party. The outing for said party was brought about due to the findings of Brother Michael. This find was Project M, and was also known at the time as Project Melee. The plan was set by the four founding brothers, Chase, Michael, Kagan, and Cameron, the first four. The date was set to be a day before the start of winter break, and a stroke of luck was in the air, as it was a dark and stormy one, that resulted in the day's schooling being cancelled. This was good news for the founding brothers, along with Brother Michael and Brother Chase, since their body-worn rough drafts for their research paper were no longer due on that day. But in addition, the party could begin at an earlier time in the day. Once the plan was set, news came to Brother Chase's phone from Brother Cameron. Brother Cameron was sick, and would be unable to attend the very first meeting of the Smash Bros. Party. But seriously, who gets sick on snow days? Other than that, the party went on as planned, as Brother Kagan showed he was not a player to be messed with, and Brother Chase was the undisputed loser of the very first Smash Bros. Party. A total of 13 hours of Smash Bros. Replayed at the very first installment of the Smash Bros. Party, along with at least an hour of Nicktoons Unite. Now, the brothers left for the very first party forever changed in the aspect of the game of Smash Bros. And resulted in a loss of power for 5 long agonizing days for Brother Chase, Kagan, and Cameron. Even if Cameron didn't show up, but Brother Michael still had his. But lights would soon shine once more, since a second party was in the works. This time no school was cancelled, mainly because it was a Saturday. This second party was almost thwarted by Brother Cameron, who attempted to weasel out of the party by claiming he had an eye doctor's appointment. But you know, those are always popping up without warning. But with the cunning brain power of Brother Chase, he was able to convince Brother Cameron to show up. So I guess you could say everything was awesome. This party did have less Smash Broing, but exposed the true horrors of Brother Cameron's Smash Bros. Ability. He was absolutely terrible. Then by the conclusion of the party, it was obvious that Brother Michael was the champion, due to the discovery of the secret moves Ivysaur and Squirtle. About only 8 hours of Smash Bros. Were played at this party, along with some serious skill shown by how great Brother Chase is with a Nerf gun. Now the brothers looked onward to the future and planned the third installment of the Smash Bros. Party. This time the party would be held at Brother Kagan's humble abode, instead of the normal being at Brother Chase's. But this party was a special one, since it was the first one that one of the brothers drove to, and Cameron actually stayed the night after he attempted to weasel out of another Smash Bros. Party, along with the fact that it was a pretty darn good day. This one was full of triumph and failure, and evident of total no-lifing by Brother Cameron, as this time he was not a person to be messed with, and our original champion was left with nothing but shame, as he fell quite short of his goals, and walked away as the loser of the party. This is Smash.
There's nothing to it. I believe I can fly.
Party was also special due to the fact words were tossed out of characters being banned for having ridiculous stupid moves, such as Roy, Squirtle, Snake, but somehow not Toon Link in his sword plant. In addition, Brother Michael discovered hidden secrets of Project M and added his own touch to some stages in the form of music. About 13 hours of Smash Bros were played. Also at this party, we found out how much Cameron's parents actually love him, since his dad went to the wrong house.
Say you don't know me, I recognize my face. Say you don't care who goes to that kind of place. Knee deep in the hoopla, sinking in your fight. Too many runaways, eating up the night. Marconi plays the mamba. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
Now we have reached the fourth and grandest installment of the Smash Bros. Saga, and also the start of the Project Manhole era. An era full of new music that was added for some unknown reason, along with hours and hours of practice that have been put into this. Now, it is up to you to use these skills to defeat your host in this party. The party, however, is unlike any other hosted since 4 additional brothers are being added to the Smash Bros. Brotherhood. And these are Brother Alex, Brother Josh, Brother Alex, and we might go with Ryan Torque, maybe Chad, maybe Kyle. No longer Norman because he has family apparently. But the decision will be made after some seriously retarded debates.
Lion sleeps tonight in the dark of the quiet dawn. The lion sleeps
Now let's look into the style and background of each one of our brothers. First we have Brother Kagan, who was born and raised in the Hood of Holly, and is a somewhat experienced fighter. He is known far and wide for being someone who charges up an attack for use at a later time. He tends to play as Samus, but also plays as Ivysaur, Squirtle, and Olimar. He is not someone to be messed with when he's on his A-game though. Then there is Brother Cameron. He was abandoned and unloved by his parents, and now knows how to fight. He is known to be someone who uses the same move over and over again, along with moves that function as an insta-kill, which is really annoying to other players. His overall skills pre-Project M were absolutely horrid, but with hours and hours of melee practice, he has finally reached the level of having some skills at the game, but could probably still get beat by Michael's sister. He tends to be Snake, using the leopard skin, or Roy, and sometimes Rob, but no longer Lucario, because he claims Project M ruined Lucario. Although Project M only changed one of Lucario's moves, and that move was one that no one ever used. Then you have Brother Michael, who was raised in a loving family, who taught him the skills of Smash Bros. At a very young age. He began where we all began, playing as Kirby, and has now worked his way up to mastering some of the more advanced characters the game has to offer. His fighting styles vary, but he too is a player who charges up an attack and waits for the correct timing. He favors Squirtle and Emosaur, but is now leaning towards characters such as Mr. Game & Watch, since he has found another secret move to this otherwise terrible character. Then we have the leader, general, and best Smash Bros. Player of the brothers. He is said to be the last brother of 9 of the greatest players of all time in Smash Bros. Only 7 are known of as of right now, and this is Brother Chase. He mastered the game within weeks after it was released. and once he is warmed up, he can beat anyone who opposes his rule. He is a rare breed of players that utilizes all the moves of a character, but usually still finishes them off, or deals a lot of damage with his down B, even though some may claim he uses it too much. He tends to play as Toon Links, Gay Rights DDD, Shiny Charizard, or Old Man Ganondorf. Needless to say, Brother Chase is pretty good at playing Smash Bros. Now we have come to this, and only tonight we'll tell how our four new brothers will write their own story and what kind of Smasher they are, and answer the question, are they the 8th brother of the 2 missing, even though one has been found, and that is Chase? We will find out tonight.
We're living together, but still it's farewell, and maybe we'll come back.
Regardless of how good these players are, this tournament will challenge you in many ways and undergo many changes and rules that you will have to adapt to. In addition, with the styles of every fighter that you will face on your long journey to becoming champion, styles such as button mashing, single button spamming, and above all, the infamous falling off the edge because you missed an attack. Now, it is up to you to choose from one of 41 playable characters spanning from all of Nintendo's greatest games, and a Sega game, and a Konami. Mine is Bill Rizzer and Ryu. They were great. Along with you choosing from one of 40 stages inspired from Nintendo's games throughout their history of establishment. All of this in the name of Smash Bros. Now, pick up your controller, will it be a retro GameCube controller by Nintendo, or a third-party one? Or maybe the classic that was made for some reason, or the good old Wii Remote and Nunchuck. Now, let the games begin, and by night's end, or tomorrow morning, we will find out who the new champion of Smash Bros. Party is. Will it be you, or me? All will be told in this 4th installment of the Smash Bros. Party. ...
The winner takes all. It's the thrill of one more kill, the last one to fall. Who never sacrifice their will. Don't ever look back on the world closing in. Be on the attack with your wings on the wind. All the things will begin. And it's sweet, sweet, sweet victory. Yeah. And it's ours for the taking. It's ours for the fight. And it's sweet, 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 sweet victory. Yeah. And the one is last to fall. The winner takes all. You don't win no silver. Ooh, you only lose the gold. You push with a fever. Oh, your time keeps going on. Against all the odds, against all your pain, your back's on the wall with no one to blame. All hearts won't be tamed.
Let's all play some Smash Bros. Oh, 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 let's all play some Smash.